Red light. Green light. That game was invented for fun too, because it's definitely not. Isn't that what Eminem rapped about? Except it's 3 miles shorter. Oh, I love playing with my ball.
Hello, everybody. Lowell Thomas speaking.
You don't know me.
This time about the Straits of Mackinac in Michigan.
That's
Because
dirty.
I'm a bridge fan. No, not the card game.
But I am quite the
kind of
jokester, ain't I?
bridge that is built with steel and sweat and the genius of American engineers.
Who are topless and sweaty.
In all my years
God, I love
around the
them.
world, I have detoured a lot of miles
And
to see
read a
these
lot of
bridges.
cue cards in this
And
series.
it's not mere national pride speaking when I say that our own country can boast more beautiful bridges than any land in the world.
So you have a
I've been
bridge
in
fetish.
Alcantara, Spain, where one of the oldest bridges in the world spans the Tagus River, built in 98 A.D. That's almost 19 centuries ago.
For those of you who don't know
Soon I'll
math.
be journeying back to Mackinac to see
Okay,
the
I'm jealous of that
the
house.
world's longest suspension bridge.
Just
Naturally, it would be the longest.
the way I
Mackinac
like it.
is northern Michigan, the country of Paul Bunyan.
Or so we think.
For
We
those
don't
of you
know.
unfamiliar with the Straits of Mackinac, it's a 5-mile stretch of water connecting 2 of our Great Lakes.
Oh, I don't think
And
you want to go up
dividing
near
the
the
state of
UP,
Michigan.
man. There's some strange things that
A few
happen
years
in
ago,
there.
when the people of Michigan revived serious talk about building a bridge across the straits, some of the
I don't know if we
experts
could
said
bridge the straits.
impossible. Because of the underwater terrain, the speed of the current, the Mackinac winters.
And the size of
they
the balls
gave
in
all
my
sorts
pants,
of
that
reasons.
might be impossible.
But I hope they were wrong, because this bridge had been a dream.
I don't know if
A
Martin Luther
dream
dreamed
that
about it,
man
but
had
I sure as
kindled
hell
and kept
did.
alive for over 70 years.
11 years, huh?
It all started in 1883 with the dedication of the Brooklyn Bridge.
Brooklyn Zoo represent!
William Salson, a department store owner in St. Ignace, Michigan, proposed a similar bridge.
You may
for
need to make a
Mackinac.
bridge for that beard of
Few
his.
took him
Damn.
Seriously, it was tough enough to get a boat across the straits. Gales up to 78 miles an hour
Gales, the
have been
second worst
recorded.
thing next to
Temperatures
Karens.
range from 115 above to 35 below. And when it gets cold, this is
You'll
nature's
freeze your
deep
tits off,
freeze
I'll
with
tell you
a layer
what.
of ice as much as 6 feet thick. Around the turn of the century, and for some years after, the railroads ran boats to move their passengers from one depot
It wasn't
to
very
another.
practical, but hey, what you gonna do?
Then came the ferries, which took you across with only minor inconveniences.
Like being on a boat in
such as
Michigan.
waiting in line for 19 hours. Dreams began to turn into reality with the appointment of the Mackinac
Oh,
Bridge
yeah.
Authority,
There's a
by
brain
former
trust
United
I
States
can go
Senator
with.
Prentice M. Brown. Evidence that the authority meant business came when they engaged
And they got Vince
Dr.
McMahon.
B. Steinman, whose beautifully designed bridges I have seen in many parts of the world.
God, I touch myself every
This
time I
bridge
think
would
about it.
represent the full flower of his talent, if everything went according to plan.
Damn, those are blueprints.
I just happened to be in Mackinac in 1954 when they started surveying, pinpointing exact locations.
I just
of the
happened, you know,
34
I was just
piers.
on holiday, no big
And I
deal.
do mean exact locations. This bridge had to be straight.
Just like me,
The
straight.
enemy pier
I'm
was
straight
outlined
for
as much
bridges.
as 1 inch. Maybe that's why engineers are so proud of their profession.
Because no one else
The
wants to
only
do it.
profession where excellent isn't good enough.
But it'll
Where every
suffice, I
part of
mean,
every
especially when you
job
work with the union
must be
workers.
perfect. Those giant caissons were built in sections at American
You get
Bridges,
16
Gary, Indiana
tons.
plant.
What do you get?
Shipped by rail to Alpena, Michigan to be assembled.
You can't say
then
Alpena in
flown to the site of the
1958.
bridge. As you can see, the caisson comes
Hey,
to a
Earl,
sharp
what do you
edge
think
at
of
the
my
bottom,
butt?
Where the 2 cans are joined. So
Like
it can
Toucan
cut through the
Sam?
bedrock, as the space between cans is filled with concrete. Sinking the caissons for the towers was one of the biggest parts of the job.
Just like me.
Remember the song we sang as kids? You all do.
No.
London Bridge is falling down. Well,
Oh,
the original London
that's a
Bridge
thing?
made of wood was always falling down. But this bridge is made of steel, including those eye bars.
American
which anchor the
steel.
giant
Rough,
cables
hard
that support
American
this
steel.
bridge. While the huge caissons were being sunk,
Oh, I'd like
other
to
men
put
at
this in
Emory,
my bed.
Pennsylvania, were fabricating sections of the main towers, laying them out on the ground and bolting them together.
You can't
to
say
last
laying in
before they leave the
1958
shop.
either.
After all, it would
Whoa,
be a
he's
little
pissing
embarrassing to
sparks.
construct half of a tower, find a part that doesn't fit, and have to say, oops.
Oops, I did it again.
That didn't
I'm
happen,
Britney
though.
Spears.
In this game of bridge, The trump is know-how, and these men have it.
As you can tell, I'm totally convinced in my line
More
read.
than 750 feet from bedrock, higher than any building in the nation, outside New York
Wow,
City.
you put it on bedrock. Does Fred and Barney know
The
about
job begun
this?
on winter, to squeeze in the last possible day of work, the two giant backstay spans were assembled on shore, floated to the site, and maneuvered into position. A dramatically sensitive, delicate
As they were
operation.
avoiding Titanic icebergs. Tell me if you see Leonardo
In spring of
DiCaprio.
1956, the men returned to the bridge to tackle the most spectacular part
Jerome
of the job,
Bettis.
spinning the giant cables.
Man, imagine being Sonic the
First, though, a
Hedgehog on
catwalk
soap
had to be
shoes
built
with
for the
those
bridgemen,
cables.
Their private sidewalk in the sky.
Ooh,
A sidewalk?
majestic.
Made of cyclone fencing and timber.
Timber! That's what they said when they fell.
The bounce is the thing that helps to spread the catwalk.
So is this like on-the-job training for Cirque du Soleil? Hey Jim, pull my
By
finger,
July,
see what
the
happens.
catwalks were joined, and the cable spinning could begin.
Well, just get Spider-Man on that.
The spinning wheels pass each other in the exact center of
Spinning
the
wheels,
bridge.
keep on
The
turning.
cowbell warns bridgemen as the wheel approaches. As the wheels complete each trip, the wires are removed and secured to the eye bar.
Oh, that sounds like someone's
The
bad
wheels
back.
are then
Oh man,
reloaded
my
and
eye
set
bar's
on their
acting
way
up.
again. The men in friendly competition worked around the clock in a
Come on, we gotta
time.
beat Terry in his
To complete
stupid
cable
outfit.
spinning before
He
another
likes
winner
those
came
Lions
back.
and I'm a Vikings fan.
To use the racetrack phrase, it was a photo finish. In less
Oh
than 3
yes,
months,
the
they had to
50s when
spin
you could just smoke on the
42,000
job around
miles
high
of wire,
flammable
enough
stuff.
to go almost twice around the world. A tough schedule. Like the pros they are, these men did the job and did it with 12 days to spare.
And beat their pipes
Before the
until
game
they
could
were
leave the
raw.
bridge, They compress, paint, and wrap the wires, thus making two 24.5-inch cables.
Man, this
Again,
reminds
in the
me of
spring
what my
of
wife does when
1957,
she's at home.
The Iceman leaveth, and the bridgemen return.
Yeah, Iceman's not my favorite X-Men character. Oh man, that's rather unnerving. I hope they got Nextel.
They hung steel suspender ropes to support the roadway.
I mean, not that they would do that with their own pants. I mean, you can't imagine the crack you'd see all the time at that job.
5 miles long, 4 lanes wide. A
But enough what's in my
modern
pants.
superhighway. And speaking of modern design, look at that open floor used in the 2 inner lanes and the center strip. Safety plus.
Speaking of
for us
strip,
movers.
that's where I'm going as
The
soon as
open
I
floor
finish this
gives easy
voiceover.
passage to the winds of Mackinac and keeps the roadway free of winter's sleet and snow.
It's ingenious, I tell you.
Now the bridge
God bless America.
Engineering and manufacturing know-how have joined together, 2 parts of the Wolverine state long divided by nature. Enhancing
It
the
makes a
area's
man want to
industrial
cry and shove bridge rivets up
opening
his ass.
easy access, this great mecca for sportsmen and vacationers the year round.
It's the Upper
Forging what will
Peninsula.
become
It
another
ain't that
strong
great.
link in our new federal system of interstate and defense highways.
Oh yeah, that's
Designers,
right. The interstate
engineers,
used
and
to be there
bridgemen
for
of
the
the
United
future
States military.
will build a longer
Now it's
bridge.
just a
But
speedway.
even when they do, this great bridge will stand as a resolute monument of steel to man's eternal urge to construct. A
And be the
5-mile
god of
drive
his domain.
One last word, a word of warning.
Don't make
When you
my
come to
mustache
Mackinac
your
to see this great
mustache.
bridge, be careful, very careful.
I fell off
Make
it
a
6
bridge fan of
times.
you, too.
Thanks? So the Bridge Authority paid for this. And you had to make a whole narrative about how great this country is for this sort of shit. Oh my god. You wonder why we're so narcissistic. I mean, yeah, US Steel is cool and all, but of course Jam Handy had to have his handy in it. Ugh.